right. You want me?
Welcome to Models Talk. Let's talk about it.
Yes, yes, yes. Look who's in the house, y'all. Look who's in the house. This is your girl Zahargi, how Miss Tanisha.
Yes.
Hey, it's Tanisha.
The one and only.
And tell me, how you doing, love?
I am doing good today. How are you?
I'm fantabulous. Thank you. Love the blue, baby. Working
Yes,
the blue.
yes.
Working
Yes,
the
I'm
blue.
working it.
Yes.
Make sure you get some pictures now.
Yes, take a picture. Yes,
I'm ready. I'm always ready for the camera. Always. I stay ready.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So, what's been going on with you, lady? What are you into right now?
Well, actually, I'm working and coordinating with a partner of mine. His name is Prince Crown. That's his name on Facebook.
Yes.
And I am coaching the models for his fashion show coming up in February.
Right.
20th. Yep. So that's what I'm working on. Working in the background. I'm still modeling. I'm still out there. I'm still doing the photo shoots and the fashion shows. But right now I'm just working in the background, working and training models how to, present themselves on the runway and be fierce. Like
tell my audience who you are, my love.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna just try to keep it short. My name is Tanisha Thomas. I'm a native of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I started modeling when I was 16 years old. Had my first modeling lessons at the Kingsley Center. If anybody's from the Pittsburgh area, the Kingsley Center Association. I took modeling lessons. It would cost back then. It was cheap, $25. It was $25 for modeling lessons. Learn how to walk, learn how to talk, learn how to present myself. And after that, I said, oh, I like this. I'm going to do this. And then what I did is start going to, to auditions in the city of Pittsburgh. Then I landed my first commercial in Beaver County. It was a modeling commercial. It was for promotional. It was promotional. That was the first thing I ever did modeling. And after that, I just started casting for fashion shows for local designers and things like that. Then as I got older, graduated from high school, I had my oldest daughter. Her name's Ajayla. And then I got married and had my youngest daughter. Then settled down and, wanted to be a mother and focus on that. So that's what I did. Then after that, when they got older, I was like, you know what? God said to me, he said, it's time for you to get back out there. I was like, I'm too old. Don't nobody want to see me. I'm too old. Leave it to the young girls. But you know what? I said, no, I got to get back out there. So I got back out there. I was scared at first. I thought I lost it. You know how sometimes when you don't do something for a while, you feel like, I don't think I have it anymore.
You got to get the rest off.
But you know what? It's like I just never even stopped.
Right.
My first photo shoot killed it. Then after that, started traveling, came to Atlanta, and started modeling in Atlanta. And I was like, okay, you know what? And people couldn't believe how old I was at the time. They were like, what? How old are you?
That's how old you are.
I am 49 years old.
Oh, right now. Yes. For the 40.
Yes.
How
but
soon
you know that. What'd you say?
How soon will you be 50?
I will be 50 August 19th.
All right.
Yes. And guess what? I don't even care. I'm going to celebrate my 50th birthday. I told my daughters that I was going to come out dancing to Beyonce. That's for my 50th.
There you go.
I'm going to have my outfit on. Yes, I am. And I was like, whoever don't like it, you can leave out of here because that's what I'm doing on my 50th. I'm celebrating me. You know what I mean? Going through all the things that I went through, the many challenges of life. It's a blessing. God, I hope that God allowed me to see my 50th birthday party. If I do, oh yes, I'm coming out. I'm coming out.
Oh, I don't blame you. Yes, I don't blame you. I just turned 60. So I turned 60 in October.
See? And look at you.
Look at you.
Still doing your thing. Doing your thing. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. A lot of people say, oh, when you get a certain age, it's over. No, it's only over if you say it's over.
Yes,
but as long as I'm breathing, I'm still gonna be out there, and you still
Mhm.
gonna see Tanisha T model, and you gonna see me behind the scenes. You're gonna see me training, teaching, doing all types of things.
Mhm.
Because I'm just beginning. At the age of 49, life has really just begun for me. So I'm not stopping anytime soon.
So literally, you're walking in your dreams.
Oh yes, definitely,
Mhm.
definitely, definitely.
And you've dreamt it. You're like me. Well, I've dreamt of this since I was a child. You've dreamt of it
Mhm.
since you were a teenager, really.
Yes, yes,
You know,
yes,
you're absolutely gorgeous. You
yes.
know,
Thank
and
you.
then wasn't our time. You know, back in that day, in them days, it really wasn't our time. And now
Exactly.
they're looking for the seasoned models, the older models,
There you
quicker
go.
than they are looking for the young models
Exactly. They
and
call them
women of
core
color
models.
and women of color,
Exactly, exactly, exactly. I
as well
mean,
as full figure.
there you go. There you go. Because there's no like the barriers are broken. There's no
They,
more. You have to be a certain size. You know what I mean? Certain height. Like now, especially with social media, now it's like a lot of people are being discovered on
mhm,
social media. And they would never think like, oh my goodness, I would never think that, I would be a model, I would be in this fashion show, I would be on the runway, I would be a spokesperson. They would never have thought that. But
right.
if you have what it takes and they see something in you, it don't matter what size you are, it don't matter what height you are, it doesn't matter what color you are. And
Mhm,
for me, being African American, do I still face barriers? Yes, I do.
mhm,
Yes, I do. So I see a lot of young girls, looking up to me, and they will tell me, you know what, Tanisha, I really look up to you. I learn from you. And I'm like, really?
mhm.
They're like, yeah, I really do. I look up to you and I learn from you. And, and I follow you and I watch what you do and how you do it. And you present yourself in a certain way. You present your brand in a certain way. And they was like, I just like, being around you because you're positive, you're
Mhm.
doing positive things. And that's encouraging to me. That makes me keep going. You know
Right.
what I mean? That makes me just keep pushing and doing what I'm doing because I know that I'm paving the way for the younger generation and showing them the right way to do it. You don't have
Right.
to be half naked all the time. You don't have to be online, with a thong on. You don't have to be
Yes.
undressed for you to be significant in the modeling world. You
Industry.
don't have to.
Mhm.
And that's what I want to show them more than anything. You don't have to act raunchy. You don't have to be with what they call it, that
Fake.
be. That I'm
Yeah.
that be. You don't have to be that way. You can be who you are, and create your craft and create your brand and work that thing. Work it till the wheels fall off. And
Yes.
still get out there and still present yourself in a good way and not a
Yeah.
negative way. We got enough of negativity out there.
You
You
absolutely.
being you and being different, that's going to show people. That's what makes you stand out. And
Mhm.
that's why I know I stand out because I don't present myself like everybody else. I don't want to follow. I want to lead. I'm
Right.
a leader. I want to lead.
Right.
Yes,
Right on, sister. I feel everything you've just said.
yes,
I agree with everything you just said. It is good to be a consummate model, and a consummate role model for others, be it newbies that are coming in that are young or older, be it
yes,
those that are older that have been in the business a long time, but they've been in a certain area or at a certain level for a long time. You know,
exactly,
you have to teach them how to level up and represent themselves in the best light they possibly can. And being
exactly.
raunchy is not the best way you can do it. There is a niche for that. You
Yes,
know,
exactly,
there is a niche for that, but it's not everything. It just is not
exactly,
everything. Being naked all the time and having your ass tooted up in a camera all the time, or you sitting cock-legged with a thong on all the time. It's not
exactly,
the natural order of things.
exactly,
It's not just what modeling is all the time. And
exactly,
there is a niche for that. And
exactly.
God bless you. Go for it.
Oh,
But
I'm going
know
for it.
your lane. Know your lane.
Exactly. Exactly. I know he's gonna show some of my pictures now. There's some of my pictures where I get a little edgy,
Oh,
but I don't cross the
edgy,
line.
but raunchy is
I don't cross the
different.
line though. And there's ways that you can pose.
Yeah.
There's ways that you can pose that look sexy and sensual, but you
This is
don't
nice.
look
This
like
is
you're trying to sell your body.
right. This is beautiful that he's got up of you now. That is
Thank
absolutely
you.
stunning.
Actually, that's the idea came from God. God told me, he said, a lot of African American people, we don't talk about colorism.
Mm-mm.
I dealt with colorism growing up,
Mm-hmm.
so that's why I did that. That's why I
Mm-hmm.
did it. To show
It's,
that you're beautiful, and whether you're darker skin, whether you're caramel skin, whether you're lighter skin,
mm-hmm.
they're like, a lot of times we're put in categories. You're worthy if you're lighter. You're worthy if you're this color. You qualify for this job if you're this color,
Mm-hmm.
this shade, skin tone. And if you're darker, no, you're not qualified for this.
Right.
No, you're beautiful no matter what shade you are. And that's why I did that picture, because I wanted to show women of color that you are beautiful no matter what shade you are. And love your beauty. Love your beauty. Walk in it. And that's why I did that.
Well, I mean, you have to love the skin you're in. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You really do. And, we all go through our trials and tribulations going up, be it light, bright, damn near white,
Mhm.
or chocolate
Exactly.
as the night. You know what I'm saying? Dark as the
Mhm.
we really do. And everybody has some story of colorism to tell in the African American community, one way or the
Exactly.
other. You know,
Exactly.
and it's sad that we look and judge each other by the color of our skin. It really
Exactly.
is. And to be judged by the color, by society,
Mhm.
and to be judged by the color of our skin. I mean, they wouldn't, when they took him on, it set the industry on ear
Yes,
because
it
she
did.
was
But
chocolate.
look at her. And she
But
still
look
looks
at
good. She
look,
still look good to this day.
okay.
Look at her. She did her thing. And she's paved the way for Tara. She paved the way for Naomi Campbell. And
Beverly
there's a lot of
Johnson.
other models, even to this day.
Mm-hmm.
She paved the way. you
Yep.
know and a lot of people, they don't realize that, like, if it wasn't for her, having the courage to break that barrier and be who she is, and didn't allow them to mold and shape her and put her in this box,
Mm-hmm.
we wouldn't have the opportunities that we have today. We
No,
wouldn't.
would not. No, we would not. But it's about time that we are being seen and sought after the way, our counterparts were sought after.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
Iman has always been one of my sheroes, and so has Beverly Johnson, and so has Grace Jones. Grace Jones is the
Yes.
one. For me, epitome
Yes. Yes.
epitome of what modeling should look like and feel like, and have control of it. Just take control and say,
Yes.
this is who I am. Period.
Exactly.
You will accept me or you will not, but you're going to accept me for who I
Exactly.
am.
Exactly.
And we don't have that strength anymore in us that we see like we used to. But
Exactly.
now you see an emergence, a surge of
Yes.
leaders coming out saying you are beautiful in your skin
Absolutely.
as you are.
Absolutely.
When you were
Absolutely.
growing up and you were talking about colorism, what did you deal with? May I ask?
Well, I dealt with, I don't want to say any names or
You
anything,
don't have to.
but I dealt with, being, and I'm not even real dark, but I was the darkest. I'll say it
Mm-hmm.
that way.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, I got treated in a way where I felt like I was less important. My
Wow.
feelings were less important.
Wow.
What I felt, what I mean, what I needed was not as important as this person over here.
Mm-hmm.
When they're hurt, or, they're sad, it's like, oh, okay, are you okay? Oh, what can I do for you? But for me, it wasn't like that.
Wow.
It
Wow.
wasn't like that. It
How did
wasn't
you
like that at
deal
all.
with, and any form of rejection is rejection.
Exactly.
It just is.
Exactly.
So, how did you deal with such rejection at such an early age?
You know what I did? I started singing.
Mm-hmm.
That's where my love of music, came from. I started singing and listening to songs. Then I started getting into designing clothes.
Mm-hmm.
I would take my clothes and create an outfit and put makeup on. And I started this at the age of 8. So, getting in front of the mirror, and then I would take, those cameras where you had to take the film and get developed back then.
Yes.
I would take those and have a friend or somebody take pictures of me. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I wish I had the pictures. I still have this pictures till this day. You guys will be cracking up if you've seen them. I mean, I would take like a blanket, like a thin blanket, and
Mm-hmm.
I would put it on my head and wrap it around, wrap it and twist it around and put
Mm-hmm.
on some pearls and sit there and take pictures.
Yes. Yes.
That's so I didn't even realize that God used the rejection that I went through
Mm-hmm.
to create his purpose in me.
Wow.
That's how I created the love for fashion and singing and modeling through hard times, through pain. It was
Mm-hmm.
like my passion was birthed out of the pain that I went through. So
Wow.
I spent a lot of time doing those things, and it became something I was like, you know what, I really like this. I
Mm-hmm.
really like this, and that's how I developed.
Wow. And when you were so young, what was your parents saying, or your parents saying, or your siblings? I don't know if you have siblings or not.
Oh, yes,
But
yes. I have 2 siblings. I have a older brother and, an older sister and a younger brother.
okay.
Yes.
And what were they saying? I mean, were you
They
being
all thought I was dramatic. My mom, I would come downstairs and she would look like, "What do you have on? Like,
Mhm,
what in the world? Girl, what are you up there doing?" But that was comforting to me.
mhm,
That's what kept me encouraged. You know what I mean? That gave me
mhm.
peace. So it was something that I would do. And then when I designed my own prom dress. That's why I said I wish I would have went to college.
Yes.
I
I didn't
designed
go
my
to
own
prom.
prom
So
dress.
I don't know.
I
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I designed it. I knew how I wanted it to be, what color I wanted it to be. I sent the designer a drawing of my prom dress and everything. And my mom was like, "So you want them to take sequin and braid it together and then sew it on a gown? Girl, do you know how much that's going to be?" I said, "But that's my vision. That's what I see. That's
Say that's
just
what you wanted.
that's
I
what
wish
I."
we had a picture of that one.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. That's always been me.
This is absolutely stunning as well. You give great face. You beautiful face. I love it.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Now that right there, I had to do like the 1920s.
Mm-hmm.
I love how they used to dress back then. They were so sophisticated,
Katie.
very
Yeah.
sophisticated, very ladylike, and I love it. I love it. I
You're a
love
woman
the
after my
roaring
own
twenties.
heart.
They were the with the silk and the velvet and the sheer and and
Mm-hmm.
the fishnet and I
Mm-hmm.
mean it's and the pearls and
And the fur.
yes, yes,
That's what
yes,
I'm
just
talking about.
elegant,
Yes.
elegant. Yes,
I call it
yes,
sophisticated sexy.
yes.
Sophisticated sexy. There's nothing
Exactly. And that's
like
my favorite, the sophisticated sexy. She's
mm,
sexy, but she's sophisticated. See, I like
absolutely.
that.
They with that look is not for everybody. You have to
Exactly.
be able to pull that look off.
Oh
And
yes.
you do that very well, sis.
Oh yes. You know what? I had to learn my I had to learn like my genre. I had to
Mm-hmm.
learn like what fits me well as a model. Like I sometimes you may see me come out with something a little sporty,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll add a little sophistication to it. And but you will never see me just go straight out like tennis
Urban.
shoes
Yeah.
and a
Straight
sweatsuit.
urban.
If I did do that, I would put a twist to it, and you'd be like, "Oh, okay, that's Tanisha T model." But
Mm-hmm.
I learned that my brand is sexy and sophisticated.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I was like, let me just run with that
Mm-hmm.
because I noticed my audience likes it. I love it, and it works very good with me. So that's what I do. But like I said, I will do something a little more sexier, but it's always sophisticated and it's always, how can I say it, ladylike.
And
I'll
there's
put it
nothing
that
wrong with that. See, I
way.
love all your
Yeah,
pictures. I love. I was looking at your
thank
photos
you.
on the page, and I just love your work. Your work is absolutely stunning and breathtaking. It makes you want to take a second look, like what she's got on, how she's posing. What made her put her leg this way versus that way.
Yeah,
And if you're a student of the industry, you're going to look at things, with that kind of, magnascope, or magnifying glass, and be looking beyond the pretty. And
exactly.
that's what your pictures bring. Your picture brings beyond the pretty. You
Thank you.
want to look beyond what they actually represent. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly. Exactly.
So
Yeah.
you're doing a damn thing, sis. I
Thank you. Thank
if
you. Thank you.
yes,
Thank
as
you.
the
Because
children
you
say,
know what
yes.
I need that encouragement to keep going. Because sometimes, it's easy to get stuck in a rut and you're like, am I just, going to be in this same position right now? And then you try to, figure out ways because I don't have, I'll just say this, I don't have like a production company where I have someone, you know, doing my hair and I have someone
Mhm.
doing my makeup and I have someone being a creative director. No, I'm all of that in my photo shoots. I do all of that. So I sit down and I come up with what type of shoot I want to do. And
Mhm.
then, I'll let whatever photographer I'm working with, I'll let them know this is the vision that I have. And I let them know, okay, let's come up with where, a scene where, location. I'm always trying to tell a story because I
Ooh,
feel like if you're not telling a story, you're just taking pictures. I can
right,
easily just
exactly.
put something on and just say, okay, let's do a shoot or
Mhm.
let's just take some pictures, but it's not speaking to you.
Do
I
you?
want my
That's
pictures
right.
to say something to you. It may say, you know, I'm bad, I'm
Or come here,
sophisticated, or it may say,
come
you
here.
know, now
Look
that
at.
one, that was actually, I was inspired by Corella Deville. I
Mhm.
love Corella Deville. She was
Me too.
evil, but I love the way she dressed. Like I
Yeah.
said,
Yes, baby.
she was from London, and
Mhm.
the way she dressed was so sophisticated and elegant. And I was
Mhm.
like, I have to do a shoot that represents her, you know,
Mhm.
and I had to do it. I had to
Well,
do it. So
it's
I put it
absolutely
together
beautiful.
and you know, still
The
representing my brand, but
Yes.
still,
I mean, I still see you, but I see your
exactly,
vision.
exactly.
Without you having to explain your vision.
Yeah, exactly. And
But
that's what modeling is. When people look, they should see, see a story. You're telling a story, and then at the same time, you have to make sure the garment that you're wearing, whether it's just a garment that you ordered online or whether and even if you order online, it's all a designer's garment, whether it's from Shein or whatever, it's still
Mhm.
someone still designed it.
That's
So you
right.
want to make sure you pose in a way where you're showing every aspect of the garment, whether there's frills on it, whether it's sheer at a certain part, whether it's the A line, you want
Mhm.
to show that split by posing a certain way with your leg out, you know, just certain ways that you pose is very important because you want to exhibit the garment in a not just a tasteful way, but in a way where people are like, oh, you know what, where did she get that outfit from? Oh, I
Mhm.
want that outfit because the way she wearing it, the way she, posing. Oh my goodness, I want that. So yes,
Exactly. That's about your branding that garment and making it
exactly,
sell and pop. It's got to
exactly. Make
you
it pop.
gotta have it pop.
You got to make it
And
pop.
once you pop that thing, it's gone off.
Exactly,
It's gone. You just sold it
exactly,
off your back.
exactly.
And that's
You
what
got to make it pop. You got to make it pop.
absolutely.
Just like
Absolutely.
this wig,
That you do that so well.
making it
Okay, you
pop.
gotta rock that, babe. Don't make me get up and go in my tub and grab my
Oh,
hair.
go ahead, girl. We can sit up here and we can play dress up. Because I love playing dress up now. I love playing dress up. My youngest daughter, she like, Mom, you are so dramatic. And I
Mhm.
said, I know I am when it comes to my hair, my wigs and everything. Now,
I
this
like that.
picture
This is
was
art.
from, I think it was for Valentine's Day.
This was art.
Yes.
This could be on somebody's foyer wall.
Exactly. A portrait.
A
Yes,
portrait, yeah, and then build from that. This could be a
exactly.
grounding piece for a foyer wall. Absolutely. Yes, I see it. I love it.
Exactly.
I love it. You know, so when you look at fashion, and we're in the era of fast fashion. When
Oh
you
yeah.
look at fashion, don't you do you enjoy setting the trend versus following the trend?
Oh my goodness. I'm so glad you said that because I do not like to follow the trends.
Okay.
I don't because once you start doing that, you're constantly trying to keep up with what's coming out. I have so many garments in my closet. Some of them I had since what? Ooh, some of them had since like 2001.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm never getting rid of this. And I will tell people, like, don't get rid of that jacket. And they're like, oh, this jacket's all. I'm like, no, don't get rid
No.
of that jacket. Wear it. Make it your own. And that's what
Mm-hmm.
I do. That's what I do. I do not like to follow the trends. I like to set the trends. Like, look what I got on. I got on this
Exactly.
satin dress. Now that was from a local designer,
Mm-hmm.
it's Mob Boutique Fashions Couture. She created that. And you see how I had to make that sleeve pop
Yes. Mm-hmm.
because that was the focus, that sleeve.
See, I immediately went to the sleeve and not your hair.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly. Even though my hair is big and my
big,
hair
right?
draws attention,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Because she wanted me
But
to
it was
wear that afro, but I had to pose in a way where it puts the attention on her designs more than it put the attention on me. Even though the attention is on me because I'm wearing a garment, but I had to focus on her garment. And
and
I
and
love
and you
that picture.
and you nailed it. You nailed it.
Oh, thank you.
You nailed it. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Yes.
If you were to design something now, and you had to have a mentor as a designer, who would that be?
Oh, you know
Who do
who
you
I
ask?
like?
Who would mentor you?
Versace.
What?
Oh, the way he designed dresses. He knew
The
the
line,
shape
the
of a
angle.
woman's body. And when he
Mm-hmm.
would design those gowns, it would just, oh my goodness, the silhouette of a woman's body. Oh, you know what? Always said to myself, I want to meet him. I want to
Mm-hmm.
model for him. I want to meet him. But when he passed away, I was like, oh, I'm never going to get a chance to meet him. But when Naomi would walk on that runway with his designs in a way, and she can walk.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's called the Naomi Campbell walk
Mm-hmm.
because she can walk. And his designs, that's who I wish that was still here. And I could, if I was to design something, he would be my mentor. Absolutely.
Wow. Yeah. What do you take from him?
The way that he designs, like I said, that contours a woman's body. I mean, it's just he would he designed his sister, she's good too.
Mm-hmm.
Donatella, she's very
Mm-hmm.
good too. I like a lot of her designs. I follow her too. But the way he would design things it would complement a woman's shape.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like no, if he was still here, I felt like no matter whether he designed for someone, more voluptuous
Mm-hmm.
or someone more thinner, I feel like he like it wouldn't even matter because the way he
It's
would
cut.
like the fabrics and the cut of the dresses
Mm-hmm.
and the way he would design it just the contour to any woman's body. And his dresses, they were just so sophisticated and
Mm-hmm.
sexy and elegant, and that's what I love.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
what I love. So yes, him, definitely him.
Do you find that in your market that you're in now?
mm, you know what?
Louis, get out my head. I this is what I was just asking her. He in my head.
A little bit,
Mm-hmm.
like not so much. I feel like back then in the 90s,
Mm-hmm.
fashion was a lot different. It's like now I feel like the fashion industry, as far as designing, I feel like there's a lot of shortcuts. Like there was more, like things were more detailed.
Mm-hmm.
They took more time to put more detail in it. And like you were saying, as far as the fast fashion, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't have a problem with it, but you just don't find those fine pieces
Mm-hmm.
and garments like you used to find. And that's why I like going to boutiques, and I like going to thrift stores. And
Woo!
that's the only place I go to shop.
This
That's
is
the
what I'm
only
trying to
place
say.
I go to shop,
That's what
because
I'm trying to say. You
you
can find
find
some
treasures, you find the
absolutely.
vintage, the vintage things that they don't make anymore. And if they do make it, it's a replica and it's made with cheap fabric and it's not cut the same way. It's just not the same way. And
Mm-mm.
I'm like, I like the best. I like
And
the
there's
best.
nothing wrong with
And
it.
exactly. So that's where I shop at, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So as far as me designing like clothing, that's the way I like to design clothing, with a lot of detail. And I like to take time and choose a certain beading
Mm-hmm.
that will stand out, and that look very elegant and exquisite. Not just let me just hurry up and put this together so it can look cute. No, that's not me.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever modeled for Eva Dixon?
Yes, yes, I have.
Yes,
Yes,
that's
I
my bad.
have. Yes,
Mama
Eva.
bad.
Yes,
Yeah. Shout out to
yes. Go, Eva.
go
Yes,
Eva.
Eva. Yes,
Yes, I love her
definitely.
work.
Oh, yes. Now, see, she's very detailed in her work.
Mm-hmm.
She takes her time. She on choosing the fabric, on choosing the beading, the
Mm-hmm.
beadwork. Her beadwork is like exquisite. Yes, so I enjoy modeling for her, and every time she puts me in something, it's always something elegant.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, here,
That's
wear this. It's always something elegant. So yes, definitely. I enjoy modeling for her. Yes.
how would you change your Pittsburgh market?
You know what? The first thing I would do is, which I'm working on now. I guess we'll get into that. I want to get ahead of myself. But the first thing I would do is teach and train models as far as how to present themselves, as we, spoken earlier,
Mm-hmm.
as a model, and what is modeling?
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Why did you choose to be in this business? Why do you want to be a model? A
Mm-hmm.
lot I feel like here in Pittsburgh, that's a lot of that's not dealt with. And then you have a lot of these upcoming models, and even some of these, season models, they just like they're lost. They're like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, well, I just want to do this because, auntie or my cousin said, I look like a model. So, but they have no clue what a model is. They have no clue what it takes to be a model. And some of them, they really don't want to do it, and they don't take it seriously because they're just doing it because someone said, oh, well, you look like you should be a model, or you're cute, or you got the figure, or
Right.
you this or that, and they just do it, and they don't take it seriously. They don't really pursue the professional part of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they
Do you find that that's watering down our industry?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, because a lot of times people will say to me, "Oh, you're an Instagram model." No, I'm not. And I say I'm a professional model.
You
I'm
are
not an
not an
Instagram
Instagram
model.
model, baby.
I'm not an Instagram model. No, I
That's
am not.
almost an insult.
Exactly.
For
Exactly.
models like us. Yeah,
I'm
no.
old school. I tell people all the time, I didn't have social media when I
Amen.
started modeling. I had to study. I had to look at magazines. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? I had to do that. I had to practice posing, looking in the mirror. They don't, a lot of times they don't do that anymore.
Mm-mm.
They really don't do that anymore. I had to learn how to play with my own makeup. There were no videos and tutorials and stuff when I was growing up. That's how I learned how to do everything. is, and I'm not knocking, tutorials and all that stuff, but there's so much access to a lot of things.
Well, they have much more access. They have the internet.
Exactly,
They have the
which is
world to
good.
learn from.
It's good, but then at the same time, I think that's why a lot of these how can I say it? I don't want to say self-made models, but a lot of models.
That's a good phrase.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
that's that box, because
Exactly.
there are plenty of self-made models through Instagram and through Facebook and through Twitter and and so on and so on. They do exist, and there is a place for that.
Exactly.
But you, I, and a whole bunch of other models, we don't fit that niche.
Exactly.
Yes, it's
Absolutely.
just not ours.
Exactly.
And you have to know where you belong and know what lane you're in. And it's okay to
that's the problem.
It's okay
That's
to
the problem.
twilight every now and then. It really is. To get yourself out there more, on a different platform. You try a little something a little different, a little edgier. It's okay. But you have to know your lane. You have to know what you're doing.
There you go. You said it right there. That's why I said lack of training. They just get out there and let me try this over here. Let me try that over here. A lot of them don't even know how to present themselves at an audition, a casting call. They don't know. They have no idea. A lot of them will come up wearing whatever they want to wear. They don't follow directions. They feel like, well, I got this many followers, so I don't care what you're telling me to do. I'm going to be me. I'm going to do me. I'm going to do what I want to do. But no, there's ways.
You won't get the job. You won't get the job.
Exactly. It's not about how many followers you have. Do you know how to present yourself? A lot. And I tell some models, I'm like, when you go to a casting call, if they tell you to wear all black and wear a leotard, then wear it. Wear it. If you go to a photo shoot and they're like, okay, I need you to bring this, and that, and you come and you're like, well, I don't know how to do makeup, so I didn't do anything. And they're like, well, we don't have a makeup artist. Well, I tell every model, learn how to do your makeup.
Absolutely.
Because things happen. I've been at fashion shows where the makeup artists, they did not show at all. And some models will be stuck asking other models, can you do my makeup?
Exactly.
You ask that a lot. And I'm like, no, I'm here to model. I'm not here to be a makeup artist too. Sometimes I may help, sometimes I don't, because I'm like, it drains you, trying to wear every different, different hats at a fashion show. But I tell them, learn how to do makeup, learn how to do your makeup. Learn.
I taught my daughter how to do makeup by not just showing her, but I got a one of these little 5x7 cards, and I drew her eye on it, and then I let her draw in the eyeshadow and stuff before she put it on her face, because we didn't know how she was going to be on her skin.
Exactly.
Because her skin was sensitive. And so, I would make up little cards and stuff, draw little dresses out, you color this dress. How would you make this dress look? I mean, things like that, just to teach her, before we applied stuff on her skin and it broke her out.
Exactly.
But you got, I sent my mother-in-law home who had Alzheimer's to a family reunion with my husband and my daughter. I sent a card with the makeup look on it, and she did a fabulous job.
There you go. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, it's back to the basics.
You got to learn the basics. You got to
learn.
I used to put the foundation, different types, the different feels, the cream versus a pump versus using a sponge versus using a brush. I have cards like that for her to look at, just to feel the textures and feel what a brush, two different styles of brushes will feel like. You know what I'm saying? You have to study your craft.
Exactly.
All models need to know. Women in general that wear makeup, everybody needs a 5-minute face. Period.
Exactly.
You don't have to put on full face. Now, I'm a full face girl, but you don't have to put on full face if you want to just run around town on a Saturday.
Exactly. Yes.
But you need a 5-minute face. A 5-minute face will do.
Exactly. Just
Boop, boop,
Draw,
boop, boop,
what
boop.
I do when I'm
And a
just going
little
to the
bit
market,
and
draw a
go.
little, draw my eye, little
Mm-hmm,
eyeliner
mm-hmm,
with a little bit of mascara, little lip
mm-hmm.
gloss,
Look,
lip
look,
liner,
look,
little
little blush, little
blush,
highlighter,
and then I'm
you
done.
know, and you
And then
do.
I'm done.
But everybody needs to
Absolutely.
learn that. And even if the newbies or even the older seasoned models, even everybody needs to have a 5 minute face and understand the angles on their face and what kind of face they have.
I am so glad that you mentioned that because that's why I said back to the basics. Some
Mm-hmm,
people have oval shaped faces like me, oval. You
mm-hmm,
have to know your shape of your face to know not only how to do makeup, but to know what type of hairstyle looks right on you. Because
mm-hmm,
some of these models, they're wearing hairstyles that are not complementing the shape of their face. And it can make their face look too boxy, or it can
mm-hmm,
make it rounding out their face because it makes their face look too small.
mm-hmm.
And and then when you go on your photo shoot and you're taking pictures, you're wondering why, oh, I don't like the way I look, but you quite can't pinpoint
Put
what
a
it
finger on
is.
it.
But you have to learn those basic things because it's defeating the whole purpose. If you want your pictures to be noticed, if you want to get noticed and be seen and stand out, these are the basic things that you should learn as a model.
You look at see, your angles. See, a
Oh yes,
lot, let me say it again, a lot of models that take pictures do not understand their own angles.
mm,
And working with a prop is not as easy as just sitting on a chair. It don't work
exactly,
like that. You need to know, look at the bend in your elbow. Look at the way
exactly,
that your foot presented. And you got
exactly,
1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Look at the prop on the floor in alignment with your elbow. You see what I'm saying? And then
exactly,
your head is slightly tilted back versus all the way back. Where
exactly,
we don't see up your nose. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
I mean, but
The
that's
basics.
how I look at stuff.
Exactly. Exactly. But a lot of them models, that's why I always tell models, don't just always leave it up to the photographers to know these things because there's a lot of photographers that
That
don't know
no,
angles either and they don't know about posing and things like that. They just learn,
but
they
they're
know about taking the
photographers.
pictures and the lighting and that's it. They don't know anything about posing, but don't always depend on them to know all of those things. If you want to get the best pictures that you can get, for the time that you spent because doing a photo shoot is time consuming.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make sure as a model that when you're posing, you can feel and be able to tell, like, wait a minute. But sometimes it's the most awkward is posing that is the best.
That shot.
A shot. Like I've done one, I don't know if he's gonna show it, where it was a Valentine's Day one and I was laying flat on the floor and I had to arch my back up
Mm-hmm.
off the floor and I had my arm up like this.
Mm-hmm.
That was the most difficult pose I ever had to do. My back was killing me
Girl,
and I had to hold it. But guess
right with
what?
you.
When that shot came out, when those pictures came back,
Hands
killed
down,
me.
that was the one.
Yes, that was the one. Sometimes it's those painful poses that are the best ones when you have your back arch or your legs stretched out in a certain way and your arms in a certain way and you got to hold it. Yes,
Mhm.
those are the best poses.
Yes, they are. That's why I recommend to models to stretch. You know, to stretch
Absolutely.
flat-footed, to to do yoga, to get back in the gym. Even though you may not like the gym. I don't like the gym, but I'll go to the gym before I a show, a week before a show, and get on the walking machine
Or the
and
treadmill.
in a
Oh, I
treadmill.
love
Exactly.
walking. I
Get on.
love walking.
See,
That's the
I'm
best
not a walker.
exercise.
I'm not a walker, but I will get on the treadmill and
Yeah,
start building muscle mass. You know what I'm saying? Getting muscle
absolutely.
stamina. Do you see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I mean, I am 60 years old. I have to, not that my age makes a difference, but I have to remember I do have a 60-year-old body. I don't act
Exactly.
60, I don't dress 60, I don't look 60, but I do have a 60-year-old body. Plus, I have lupus. So, I know my limitations and I need to build stamina before I go on that stage every time I walk.
Absolutely. You
It's
just
just,
know your limits. You just know your limits because I have limits too. I have
well,
limits to do certain
but
things.
with
I'm like,
these
I
kids,
cannot do that no more.
these kids go out drinking on a Friday night and come in You know, come in, you can still smell the alcohol on
That's
them.
another thing that I will talk to a lot of young models about. I would say to them a lot of times,
And
do
we.
not go drinking and partying the day before a fashion show. Get your rest. Exfoliate your skin. Don't because the alcohol comes out your pores. It changes your skin tone. It does. It changes it changes your hair, everything. And you may think that oh, I'm young, I'm all right. I still look good. But
Mhm.
I'm telling you, no,
Oh,
no, no, no. You can
let's not
see it.
even
You can
talk
see
about.
it.
Let's not even talk about the weed smell that they come in
Uh,
with. That you can
wow.
smell at the door. Now, I'm a smoker. I got sprays in my car for days because I know I'm gonna have a cigarette on my way there because I know I'm not gonna be able to
Mhm.
smoke for the next 6 hours. I don't take a break and go smoke. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't want that
Yes,
smell on people's clothes. I don't want that
exactly.
smell on me. But I got
Exactly.
oust and boost and whatever else I need to spray on myself prior to getting out that car, air dry, because I get wet. Okay, and stand outside and wait, and then get my model bag and proceed to go on in there when I know I'm not smelling like smoke.
Exactly.
They don't
But
care.
they, like I said, lack professionalism. They feel like all you need is the look and the walk, and you don't need anything else. But you lack professionalism. And that's exactly why I remember I went on this audition. I think I forgot what year it was. I think it was 1997. And I went on no, 2000, what was it? 2008 or 9. I went on an audition. And I remember the gentleman said to me, he said, you know what? Me and my wife weren't going to pick you. But the reason why we picked you, he was like, because from the moment you walked in the door, we watched how you carried yourself. We watched how you responded to the other models. We watched how you talked to other people. And that's what made us say, you know what? We got to pick her.
Mhm.
We have to pick her. And I'm like, wow,
It makes a difference. You
wow. Like,
never know who's watching you. I tell models that all the time.
exactly.
I don't care how crunk and turned up you want to get behind the scenes. I do not give a damn. But when it comes to it, don't get mad at me because I'm sitting my ass down and y'all want me to
Exactly.
come turn up with you and twist around with you. I know you crunk for the show. I know you lit for the show. I know you ready to go, but you ain't got to be twerking in nobody's clothes, baby.
Exactly. You could be lit and not do all of that
All
and
of
be like
that. Because you
pumped
don't
up,
know who
you
watching you.
know, ready to model. You don't have to actually get lit to model. I know some models, they have to drink before they walk on the runway. They're like, I'm nervous, I'm scared. And I'm like, but do you realize that you're creating a bad habit by doing that? Feeling like you have to, oh, I gotta smoke some weed, I gotta drink, I gotta do this before I go on that, before I rip that runway, and they go in there smelling like alcohol, walking and thinking it's cute, and it's not. And it's like you're not gonna get anywhere doing that. You may
Mm-hmm.
just stay right where you're at and continue to do what you're doing where you're at. But if you really want to go further in this career, you cannot do that. They're not going for that, especially if they're paying you thousands of dollars. You really think they're going to want you to
Put up
come
with that.
to rehearsal lit and smelling like weed? No.
On top of that, you shaking your ass all over the back room. Designers are watching you. Other models are watching.
Exactly.
Backstage directors watching you. The projection people are watching you. I mean, people can hear all the laughter and all the
Exactly.
yeah that's going on. That's not necessary. You
Exactly.
yes. Here we got something from Lewis. How was your Atlanta experience, and will you come back to Atlanta?
Ah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. And what I liked about it most is it was like being with how can I say it, a model family. Everybody came together like being from Pittsburgh and along with other models from Pittsburgh, came together with the models down Atlanta, and everybody was so nice to one another, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody supported one another, and at rehearsal it was like when everybody walked, it was like encouragement. Yes, yes, walk, work, work, work. I loved it. There was such a energy that like it was just I enjoyed it. I enjoyed
Good.
every bit of it.
I'm glad.
Every bit of it.
See,
Every bit of it. Yeah,
I love it.
that was from the fashion show. Yes. Yes. That was from
Love
the
it,
fashion
baby.
show. And I
Love
was down.
the
Oh
box. Love
yeah.
the
And it's
box.
just a simple the designer
Bob.
King's Royal, I believe that's his name now, because
Mm-hmm.
it was something else before. But yes, he designed that, and it was just it's like a how can I say it? A sheer um crushed velvet
Oh.
flower, but it's sheer, so you
Mm-hmm.
could see through it. But it was just just like a sophisticated dress.
Just
You
very
see,
simple.
there's not a bunch of details to it or
Mm-hmm.
anything, but the way that he wanted me to walk in it, you know what I mean? The way he, had my hair and the makeup and the necklace that he wanted me to wear with it. And like I said, all about the posing. Take
Mm-hmm.
something real simple like that and turn it into
Into
real
that.
sophisticated and dramatic. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
I love that hair on you too.
Oh, thank you. Told you I
Mm-hmm.
got hair for days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too.
But
Me.
I definitely will come back.
Look
I
at that.
definitely want to come
See,
back
this
to
is
Atlanta.
one after my own heart. This looks like something I would do.
Oh
That
yes.
reminds me of Mahogany.
You know what? And I love that movie.
That's one of my favorite movies all time.
I love that movie. Oh,
Mahogany.
the way she was
Yeah.
posing and the designers and the clothing. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. See, you gave a little peekaboo moment here. I like
Yes.
this.
See? See?
Just a little peekaboo
Yes.
moment. You're not showing everything overtly. It's just not all hanging out because that slit could
Exactly.
go all kinds of awry.
But it says, ooh, I'm sexy. Hot summer. It's a hot
Mm-hmm.
summer. I'm sexy, but I'm sophisticated.
Mm-hmm.
See? You could be both at the same time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Can you give me your 3 things that you would relate right now to the industry that you would like to see change in? And then 3 things that are positive of the industry that you could see yourself doing in the future.
Okay. Things I like to change. I like to see change in three things. Okay. The three things I would like to see change in the industry, and I have to say this, is that when African American models are being chosen, a lot of times they will choose real dark models. And there's so many different beautiful shades.
Of melanin, yes.
Exactly. So why do you feel like you got to go to the real dark one? And then it's like, okay, we're gonna go real dark, and then we'll have a Caucasian person. And I'm like, but there's so many, like, is that is it's so that's
Is that
I'm
what?
not speaking for the whole industry, but who, people who think that way, it's like, do you think like, so that's just representing African American right there, like you're real dark or just real light, and it's like, no, there's so many different. That's what I want to see change. I want to see so many different shades of African American models. That's what I want to see.
Yes.
And also, I would like to see more of models my age on the runway and older. That's what I want
Yes.
to see.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I want to see
Mhm.
that.
I do
I
know.
want to see.
We'll live to see it
Oh yes, definitely.
because
Oh,
we're gonna be
definitely.
we're gonna be those models. Watch. Watch what.
Exactly. Exactly. That's why we got to keep pressing and pushing. Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely. And the very last thing, what I want to see changed in the industry is, even though they've changed it somewhat, but I feel like a lot of times feel like the only models that would look right in garments are the ones that are close to bulimic. And it's like, no, no, that really bothers me, because that's why a lot of models suffer from that with eating disorders and things like that, because they feel like, I'm not going to get picked I'm not going to get cast. I'm not going to get the cover of that magazine. I'm not going to get, you know what I mean, that commercial. I'm not going to land this. If I'm not,
A
you
zero.
know, wearing a zero or double zero, you know, and it's like that it's
The
still,
standard
it's changed somewhat, but it's still, there's
is
a lot
still
of work
there.
that needs to be done.
Europe is still standing on the standard, you know, and
But how is it? How is that the standard? Who's to say this is the standard? Who said that?
baby, your guess is as good as mine.
Exactly. So you're saying standard. It's like, okay, how is that the standard? Which should be the standard is how you represent yourself, like we were talking about, and
Mm-hmm,
having the training, the teaching and the training how to, you know, be a model. But
mm-hmm.
as far as like
A
you
zero.
got to be a zero, that's the standard. Who came up with that?
Well, it's about time. I think it's changed a lot over the last 5 years. I'll give it to them over the last 5 years, you know, because it's about time you saw that the average woman in America is a 14 and she's 5'6".
Exactly. Exactly. So a lot of these designers, I mean, I guess that's why they cater towards more of the how can I say it, Hollywood.
Mm-hmm,
And that's why a lot of people in Hollywood are trying or trying so best now, their best to be thin and
mm-hmm.
everybody wants to be thin, you know, real thin. And it's like people are killing themselves to
You're
be
right.
real thin because of the standard. And it's
So
like, no.
what are your three things that are positive that you're ready to just jump for joy for and move forward?
You know what? I don't know if you've seen the Victoria's Secret fashion show.
Mm-hmm.
I loved when Tyra came out the way she I,
She was so
man,
thick. She's so thick.
man.
She's
She
so thick. I said, you better walk, girl.
she killed it. The confidence and the way she was walking, the way she was looking, it- she was looking like, let me tell you something. I'm still Tyra.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still Tyra.
Yes,
And
she.
y'all better not forget it. I'm still Tyra. And
That's right.
she and the backlash that she got for that, the backlash, it's like society. I always taught my kids this: be yourself. You can't focus on what people think about you,
Mm-hmm.
because if you do that, you will be depressed and you will be constantly criticizing yourself all the time, because people minds change constantly. One
Mm-hmm.
minute a person can look at you and say, oh, you look so beautiful. 2 seconds later they can look at you and say, oh, but you see your chin right there, your chin looks too fat.
Mm-hmm.
uh your arm right there, it looks crooked. And
Mm-hmm.
ooh, you know, you don't have no butt. You need a bigger butt. And and your waist should be way smaller than that. And I was like, people gonna always constantly find something
Right.
wrong with you.
That's right.
Constantly. So you have to be confident in who you are. Because if you're not, I said it will tear you to pieces. It will shred you to pieces. So that's what they did to her. They criticized her back then when she was thinner and she was modeling, and then they criticized her for being thicker.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that's how this
But I
world
think she was
is.
able to handle that so much better. So much better.
Exactly.
You know, she's grown into herself and who she
Yes.
was meant to be.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's what I love that she did that. And they had voluptuous models modeling. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I remember, like I said, when I used to watch the show in the 90s, they did not have that at all. So that's
No.
why I said it is changing. And now what I like that I see is that when I go in like Target and I
Mm-hmm.
see
Mannequins.
the mannequins, yes,
The
yes,
mannequins that are full
yes,
figure.
and then I see the advertisements, the pictures, they're like everyday women.
Mm-hmm.
They look like a woman that I live next door to, for
Yeah.
like for the makeup, like
Mm-hmm.
Maybelline and CoverGirl, just regular everyday faces. I
Yeah.
love it. I
Yes,
love it.
ma'am.
Yes, that's those are the things that I like that they change. You know what I
And
mean? Because
one,
these
what's the
CoverGirls
last thing that you love?
The
What's that?
last thing that I love is that I love the fact that I'm gonna be able, because of those things, I'm gonna be able to get out there more. Like somebody paved the way for me to be able to do this. You understand what I'm saying? Back then, I probably would be too afraid to model after the age of what? 22,
21. Yeah.
21, 22.
Yeah.
I was no, I'm done. It's over. But now, mm-mm, mm-mm.
Well,
When
baby,
I
you
see
have been a
women
blessing.
getting over on Instagram and they're doing their thing, you know what I mean? And they're a mother, and you understand what I'm saying? And
Yes, I
even these older ladies, they're becoming models.
yes, there.
60s and over, and I'm looking like, oh my goodness, like
I
wow,
say it's about time. Look,
yes,
we are
that's
out
what
of
I
time.
love,
We are
because that's
so
what I look
out.
forward to. Yes,
We're gonna have to do it again. We're gonna have to
yes,
do it again.
yes.
I appreciate you. I love me some you. I love your attitude. I love the fact that you are just such an awesome woman in your right and what you're doing down there in Pittsburgh. Thank you so much for coming on. We'll do it
Thank
again.
you.
We're
Oh
gonna
yes,
do
thank you for having me.
Hello, everyone. This is Zahara Gihana from Models Talk. As the holiday season approach, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our participants and fans for their unwavering support. Wishing everyone safe travels and happy holidays from my family to yours. This is your girl, Zahara Gihana. Bye-bye.